we've been determined to give them the tools to allow change and give them the tools to create change. And everybody here was ready for it, or else they're no longer here. And we've done that from top to bottom, and I think that's one of the reasons that we're getting the results that we are. I mean, the slowest group to come around is clearly the media, because they look at everything as if it's 20 years ago and something's going to blow up and explode. And I think that they don't realize the consistency and the consistent approach that we're taking behind the scenes with every element of the organization. And, our preference is not to reflect back and look at history, but to look forward and look at the things that we're doing and know that we're going to get the results from those things. And so that's why it's probably easier for me to be optimistic than a lot of people, because I don't share that history, and I'm not going to.
Do you think we dwell too much on the 38-year history of the organization as opposed to the right now? Is that what you're saying, Mike?
Absolutely. And I think that it's pervasive. It never goes away.
Does it bother you?
It does, because I think it challenges our players, and I think it makes it difficult for our players to when you have things that are consistently taken out of context, and the Luongo situation was absolutely case in point for me.
You're talking about Hockey Night in Canada, right?
Yeah, he was asked a question about being the captain of the team and whether or not that was some sort of method of getting him to resign. That was completely ignored by most of the media here, and what was seized upon was a comment that I want to win a championship, so I'm going to do whatever I have to do that. And what was ignored was the context of the question, and whether or not him being named captain was some ulterior way for us to get him signed. And it's turned into a huge story. I know that it bothers certain people, and I don't think it's fair.
Well, it wasn't ignored by everybody.
Oh, well, it was ignored by a lot, and I think it creates challenges for our players. I really do. And I think that when they become reluctant to interact in certain ways, that it is problematic. And they get reluctant to interact when they're misquoted, when they have one thing taken out of context, and when they feel like they're not being represented fairly.